Right, welcome to another lesson, everybody. We're part 5 actually of a series of lessons. So if you haven't watched parts 1 to 4, we're on part 5? I think we're on part 5.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
If you haven't watched parts 1 to 4, please do, because we're going in order here. We've got Bobby here, who's a tenor, and Bobby's a professional, semi-professional singer. Sings professionally a lot with a band called Three's Company.
Yep.
And solo as well. So, and we're working his voice today through a whole load of exercises which are designed to give his voice a full workout. As I say, we've already done 4 parts. Here comes part number 5. They are supposed to be done in order, so don't dive in on this one unless you've done the ones before. So we're gradually going deeper and deeper into your body with these exercises, working the muscles deeper and deeper and deeper. So on this one we're looking for Valerio. 3-note exercise again. Can you show everybody how it goes? Valerio. That's the idea. So we're starting with the va sound, which is a voiced consonant. Straight in on the va and Valerio. Very good. Each vowel changes its position slightly. That's the nature of each vowel. So we should form vowels very much in the way that we speak. Now this word is not an English word. It comes perhaps from an Italian school of singing, shall we say, Valerio. But we're looking at each vowel quality there, and Bobby's vowel qualities there I think are very good. It's partly a matter of personal preference. Some people would say not, but then that's because they have their very defined personal preference. But each vowel you formed it very well there, and each one changes its position. So for example, the E vowel is a forward vowel and it resonates with more head resonance than the R vowel. And that's the challenge of this exercise. You've got to deal with each of those vowel changes. That makes sense to you? Va. Valerio. Good. When you exercise the voice, we want to be at a medium volume. Mezzo forte is the right idea, but as a tenor going below the primo passaggio point, as we are now, Bobby wants to think that each one is more and more relaxed, and each one will get just a fraction softer. That one was just bordering on perhaps being a little bit too much for that. Just natural. Good. A baritone would of course have more sound in there, but Bobby's a tenor, and that's a lot of sound on this note for a tenor to produce plenty of sound. When you go to the second sound, va-la-e, go straight to the la-e. Just say la-e. La-e. Perfect. Valerio. Excellent. Short on the last o. Valerio. Very good. Now the last o, I would actually like it to be oh, like you're saying, just say hot, hot, say cot, cot, pot, pot, yeah, pot, any of those words, so it's oh. Valerio. Or like you're going to say off. Okay, so we just finish on the oh. Very short on that last one. Valerio. Very good. So Bobby's a tenor. He's introducing quite a lot of chest sound there, which we don't need for warming up, but it's great that you have that facility. So if you wanted to sing something which was a bit deeper, certainly got that. But when you're warming up your voice, you don't want to add that weight to your voice really. So I'm going to ask you to back off even more, Bob. Just to be a bit softer. Try and relax as much as possible. And sideways. Good. And there it takes a little bit more from the stomach as we try and sustain. Very good. Up the scale. Now you don't have to back off. You can just sing with nice freedom. Excellent. As you you went sideways on the top note, and then you kind of relaxed in. Try to go sideways as you all the time. Every sound you make, sideways stretch. Even as you come down the scale. Don't think up. Exactly. That was better on the re or.
Yeah.
You feel it?
Yeah.
Good. Perfect. Quite taxing, isn't it? Perfect. What do you feel? Because what you're feeling is exactly right, but you're feeling some stuff, aren't you?
Feeling.
So still all the work is coming from the body.
Yeah.
It's working hard.
And also
It's a very good
chest. And I feel it change on the r sound.
Pretty much every time I've asked him, Bobby's described immediately what he feels around here, not what he feels around here. And that's a good sign that everything is going absolutely correct. He's feeling like he's producing all his sound, all his singing is coming from his body, not from the throat. Good. And the longer you sustain each note, the harder you're working the body, the more you're building up your ability to sustain the sound in the right way. What you felt there was perfect. Secondo passaggio, the top notes. It's a tough one for tenors. Here we go. Low on the body, Bob. Down here. The stomach tucks at this point. You'll notice that happen. Perfect. You feel the stomach tuck? You feel the chest expand? Okay, good stuff. Up to the G. It's very demanding, isn't it? Here we come to the recoillio again, the A flat. So at this point you may feel the top note change. If it changes correctly, you'll feel like it gets slightly easier on the top note because everything closes. But you don't do anything, it happens to you. And it happened to you there, quite smoothly and slowly actually. Did you feel it gradually kind of settle into that top note? Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything that you're feeling that you'd like to express?
I'm feeling more than that, but not in a strain, but in a...
So you can feel the pillars working quite hard. Okay, well that's one of the things we're trying to strengthen up. So they have a tendency to want to come in, and we want to have them strong enough to keep the throat open. So just loosen everything, make sure everything is relaxed. And it's good to have a little rest in between each of these exercises. They're pretty full on. Very well done. Last one. Go for it. Correct. So what you feel that time is correct. Would it be right in suggesting that the first note felt a bit strange?
Yeah.
The first va feels very different at that point, doesn't it? Because the very first note you're singing is the F sharp. So that's at the top of the secondo passaggio. So he's already starting the exercise in the male full head mix, if I'd like to refer to it like that. A lot of people still do. It's not the greatest terminology. It's so confused, this head thing. Does it feel like head voice to you up there? Or does it feel more like chest?
Yeah,
because
it
you
still
can
feels
feel your
chesty.
chest is so
I mean, I
involved.
can hear it coming out.
Yeah.
Obviously, the head is this upper kind of...
There's lots of upper resonance, but
I still feel it.
there's nothing like falsetto, is it?
Yeah.
Can you give us that exercise in falsetto once? Good. Actually, that falsetto is definitely mixing quite a bit, so it's not just a pure falsetto, thin edge, it's got a little bit of mix to it, so that's pretty useful for you as well.
Yeah.
And that's another way to work the voice. But we're going to have a rest there because we've just done a very full-on exercise to get Bobby's muscles in shape. And so we're going to have a rest there. If you've been singing along, you should have a rest there. And then come back in about 5 minutes and do part 6. We're up to part 6. Okay, so we'll put a button you can press here, and then you can follow on with the next singing lesson, the next part of this singing lesson, this session we're doing with Bobby today. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to click subscribe if you haven't already, and see you in part 6.